What if going from $0 to 10K wasn't about luck, but following a clear, realistic plan step by step? In 2026, making your first $10,000 online isn't about hype or get-rich-quick tricks. It's about choosing the right path, building valuable skills, and staying consistent long enough to see results. Starting from zero means using time, effort, and smart strategy to create momentum from nothing. In this video, you'll discover a realistic to 10K challenge that anyone can follow, even with no experience or investment. 10. Accept where you are and stop looking for shortcuts. The journey from 0 to 10K doesn't begin with money, it begins with brutal honesty. If you're starting with nothing, you have no capital, no leverage, and likely no proven skill. That's not a disadvantage if you treat it correctly. It's clarity. At this stage, your only real currency is time and focus. Most people fail here because they waste weeks searching for the perfect method instead of committing to one path. The reality is simple. There is no shortcut. The sooner you accept that growth will be slow in the beginning, the faster you'll actually move forward. 9. Choose one skill that the market already pays for. You don't need passion at this stage, you need demand. The internet already rewards certain skills consistently: writing, video editing, graphic design, social media management, and basic marketing. The mistake beginners make is trying to do everything at once. That kills progress. Instead, choose one skill and commit to it fully. The goal is not to become an expert overnight, but to become useful enough that someone is willing to pay you. That shift from learning casually to learning with intent to earn is what separates hobby from income. 8. Learn fast by doing, not watching. Endless tutorials feel productive, but they rarely translate into income. Real learning happens when you create something. If you're learning writing, write daily. If it's editing, edit real clips. If it's design, produce actual posts. In this phase, your work will be imperfect, and that's exactly what you need. Speed matters more than perfection. The faster you produce, the faster you improve. Within a couple of weeks, you should have tangible output that proves you can deliver value, even at a basic level. 7. Create proof before you expect payment. The market doesn't trust beginners, and it shouldn't. If you have no results, no portfolio, and no testimonials, clients see risk. Your job is to eliminate that risk. That means creating proof, even if you have to do it for free at first. You might redesign a brand's social media, edit sample videos, or write mock campaigns. These aren't fake efforts, they're strategic assets. Once you have visible work, you shift from being someone who wants to work to someone who can work. 6. Enter the market aggressively and expect rejection. This is where most people quit. You start reaching out freelance platforms, direct messages, emails, and nothing happens. You get ignored, rejected, or underpaid offers. That's normal. The online market is crowded, and attention is earned, not given. Success here comes from volume and persistence. Sending 10 messages won't work. Sending 100 might. The first client is the hardest because you're unknown. Once you break that barrier, momentum begins to build. 5. Focus on earning your first real money, not big money. Your first $100 online is more important than your first $1,000. It proves that the system works and that you can exchange your skill for money. At this stage, your pricing will likely be low, and that's fine. You're buying experience, testimonials, and confidence. But there's a trap here: staying cheap for too long. Many people get comfortable with small earnings and never move forward. This phase is temporary. It's a stepping stone, not a destination. 4. Increase your value and raise your prices. Once you have proof, everything changes. You're no longer guessing, you have results. Now you refine your positioning. Improve how you present your work, communicate more clearly, and focus on outcomes instead of effort. Clients don't pay for time, they pay for results. When you understand this, raising your prices becomes logical, not emotional. This is where income starts to grow faster, because you're no longer competing at the lowest level. 3. Build stability through consistency. Reaching a few $100s is one thing, making it consistently is another. This phase is about turning random income into predictable income. You start building relationships with clients, securing repeat work, and possibly moving into monthly retainers. Your workflow becomes smoother, your confidence increases, and your income stabilizes. This is where the lifestyle shift begins. You're no longer just trying to make money, you're starting to rely on it. 2. Multiply income through leverage, not effort alone. If you keep trading time for money, you'll hit a ceiling. To move toward 10K, you need leverage. That can come in different forms: improving efficiency, creating templates, outsourcing smaller tasks, or building an audience. You begin to realize that working harder isn't the answer, working smarter is. This phase separates those who stay stuck at a few thousand from those who break through to higher income levels. 1. Scale into a system that generates $10K. The final stage is not about doing more work. It's about building a system. You might move into high-ticket services, where a few clients generate most of your income. You might create digital products that sell repeatedly. Or you might grow a personal brand that attracts opportunities automatically. At this level, income becomes less dependent on constant hustle and more dependent on structure and strategy. That's when 10K becomes realistic, not as a one-time win, but as a repeatable result. Now you've seen that going from $0 to 10K is possible, but only if you stay disciplined, patient, and focused on the right strategy. It's not about shortcuts. It's about building skills, taking action, and improving every step of the way. If this gave you a clear roadmap to start your journey, don't forget to like the video and hit the subscribe button for more real-world money-making strategies. Stay consistent, trust the process, and build your first $10K the smart way.